今週はマンチェスター出身のこのグループでスタートです。New Order, True Faith.ニューオーダーいかがでしたでしょうか。彼らは今からちょうど10年前にジョイディビジョンというグループ名でスタートしたんですが、その頃はグループの名前とは全く反対の暗いサウンドで、かなり人気がありましたけど、メンバーの一人が自殺してしまいまして、グループは活動を休止してしまいます。そして1982年に今のニューオーダーの名前で再出発して、10人シングルでダンス系のチャートでヒットを飛ばしました。それらのヒットをまとめて2枚組のアルバムを出したばっかりというところです。さあ、それじゃあ間もなく初来日のこの人です。Chris Rea, Loving You Again.いかがですか。クリス・レアはイギリス出身で36歳です。1978年にデビューして以来、今回の LP Dancing with Strangers 9枚目というかなりのベテランであります。彼がデビューした時はグラミー賞の新人賞にノミネートされたり、かなり好調なスタートを切ったんですが、その後はアメリカではあまり活動をしないで、それからビデオにも無関心だったんですが、彼の渋いボーカルとサウンドにようやく今時代が追いついたという感じで、日本やアメリカで人気が出てきました。そして彼にとって初めての来日というわけなんですが、その後は随分久しぶりの全米ツアーも待っているそうです。The Star of the Week、今週はこの人をスタジオに迎えました。Welcome, Suzanne.
Thank you.
I should say congratulations on the success of the record. Yeah, top 3 song, top 2.
Yeah, it was top 3 in America.
How do you feel now? I mean, the single.
I'm tired.
Do you feel tired?
No, I've been on the road since April of this year, so I haven't had a chance to rest and let it all sink in.
And realize the situation.
Yeah, it seems very abstract in a way, you know. It's hard for me to believe that it really went to number 3, and next year I think when I'm thinking back I'll say, yeah, it really went to number 3.
Yeah.
But we've been so busy.
I remember reading somewhere in the newspaper that you hated to compete with all the hit makers like Whitney Houston or you.
Yeah, it
like
feels
that.
strange to me. I certainly, when I wrote a lot of the songs for the record, I never imagined that they would be going into the top 40, and I hadn't written them to be top 40 songs.
You didn't mean that?
No, so it's a little surprising, but yeah, it's a good feeling to feel that it's been so widely accepted.
You were appearing in some of the clubs in New York, I understand.
Yeah, when I was 16, I took my guitar and I started going out to some of the clubs in the village, and I must say wasn't very successful at first because I was very quiet and very shy, and had a tendency to be sort of intimidated by audiences, and I didn't like to talk to them much, you know, so it took me 4 years or so before I could actually get my first gig and feel comfortable enough to have my first professional gig. You know, I played at other places like coffee houses or folk festivals.
Do you think you have improved over the years? I mean,
Yeah, I think it's still difficult. You know, I still feel a little shy on stage, and I make a great effort to communicate with the audience because it's hard for me. I don't have a very... I don't run around a lot. I'm not very aggressive performer. I prefer to bring the audience into me, and so I'm always trying to figure out how to be a better performer and how to really communicate and how to be more energetic and how to get all the different moods across with the performing as well as the words, because the words aren't everything. You know, they're only one part of the performance.
You were first accepted in England where they had the acoustic movement, you know, they're going back to some acoustic sounds. some of the basic jazz or folk-beat jazz or folkish music?
Well, we were accepted in England almost right away, which had surprised me because I'd never been there and I hadn't heard of any I hadn't heard of any folk music revival or anything there. I think what had happened was that England is a country where in order to be noticed or recognized, you have to be very different. In order to get signed by a record company, you have to be different from somebody else. Whereas in America, you have to be the same. If you're the same as Whitney Houston or the same as Madonna or the same as someone who's been tried already, you'll get recognized much more quickly. Whereas in England, everyone's always trying to be different. You dye your hair or you wear strange clothes or, you shave your head. You do anything you can to be different. So when I came along, I was different than the other things that were out at that time. So I think they picked up on it more naturally.
Describe Suzanne Vega, off stage, off work, off studio. What kind of girl?
Very similar to the one you see on stage, I think. There's not a big difference for me. I think off stage I'm probably a little more confident than the person on stage. Off stage, I'm a little more outgoing.
You read a lot?
Yeah, I read a lot too. All different kinds of things.
How about some of the things girls are supposed to be doing, cooking or...
I cook once in a while, not very often. I read a lot of magazines, and I find that I play with makeup a lot. I like to go shopping. I like to go shopping for makeup, and I like to go shopping for clothes. And that's like a recently acquired taste. When I was an adolescent, I didn't care about clothes or makeup, and would never wear makeup and would wear my jeans every single day and spent all my time writing in my notebook. And so now that I'm older, I spend all my time, playing with makeup and putting on clothes, but and a little less time writing. But so I'd say that's probably my new hobby at this point is testing out different cosmetics.
それじゃあここで今週のベスト10をもう一度振り返っておきましょう。10位 Can't We Try Dan Hill、 9位 Lost in Emotion Lisa Lisa and Cult Jam、 8位 I Heard a Rumor Bananarama、 7位 Doing It All for My Baby Huey Lewis and the News、 6位 La Bamba Los Lobos、 5位 When Smokey Sings ABC、 4位 Carrie Europe、 3位 Here I Go Again Whitesnake、 2位 Didn't We Almost Have It All Whitney Houston、 そして今週の第1位は I Just Can't Stop Loving You Michael Jackson with Cedar Garrett。やっぱりマイケル・ジャクソンが強いですね。2週連続の1位であります。しかしそのすぐ後ろウィッニー・ヒューストン、それからホワイトスネークとヨーロッパのハードロック勢がぴったりとついております。